Don't do it. Don't end your life. That's the point of this video. I'm going to try to convince you not to. And just for future reference, you can come back to this video and you can think about it. So firstly, I would say you need to think about life in terms of a play. Here's one analogy for you. I'll give you a couple, but this first one. Think of life like a play. You know, there's all these characters, there's all these moving parts, and in many ways, think of yourself as the lead actor or actress in a play. You know, you're coming in and out of the scene, you're doing all of these different things, but essentially, that play is your life. And every play and every story has ups and downs, and there's always a little bit of a twist and a thrill. You know, everyone likes a good play, everyone likes a good story, and so it would make sense that you're going to have some positives and you're going to have some negatives happen in your life. But the point is, you know, let that story play out. Imagine a movie that's supposed to be 2 hours long and instead cuts off in the first 30 minutes. Or again, if you're, imagine you're watching a story and the main character, instead of striving and trying to make it through struggles, they just gave up, right? They just stopped. Doesn't make for as good of a story. It's not as exciting. But again, that's the first analogy. The next analogy would be, and this is my opinion, but every single person is one conversation away from their life being completely changed. And think about that. Like, think just you have to think in yin and yang terms. As bad as life can get on any level, life can also get that much greater. You know, the potential goes the same both ways. And just as quickly as things can go bad, things can go good. Right? It's equally possible. And in the moment you might say it's unlikely. And in the moment you might say it's too much to bear, but I would just say think about it again. Think about it from this other perspective. Think about it from the other side, right? Can't be good without bad. There can't be joy and excitement if there's not pain and suffering, right? You wouldn't understand both sides. And you don't know what it's like to have the lack of. So that's another analogy. The last thing I'll say to you is you don't know. You know what's happening in the present. You know what's happening in the past. But you don't know. You might say, I know where this is going. You might say, I know where this is heading. And I'm not talking necessarily about jobs, a house, a living situation. This is in your mind. You don't know what's going to happen in your mind. And if you think about it, in reality, your mind is the most important thing you have. You know, your thoughts. You cannot control the outside. You cannot control what's going on. At the end of the day, you can't. You're not in control. You're not in control. Trying to be fully in control of your life and every single situation that happens is like trying to catch, flowing water in a bucket. You can't. As soon as you take it out of the river, it stops flowing. It's no longer running water. So there's things you just can't control. But the one thing you can control is your mind and how you perceive things and how you think about things. You can say to yourself, today is going to be a good day. Or you can say to yourself, today is going to be a bad day. And your mind takes it as truth. Your truth, your reality, your thoughts, your perspective. That's what matters. And I'll give you one more. Maybe I'll give you two more. Another one is, if you want to think, if this helps, your life, you're going to interact with so many people, you're going to change so many people's lives, you're going to have an impact on other people's lives, whether now or later, right? Think about really good musicians, really good artists, people who write books. Sometimes they're not even appreciated in their own lifetime. So you don't really know the impact of your life. What if you might not what if you don't impact anyone now and you don't really see the fruits, but 20 years down the line, some kid reads your story, some kid reads something that you did, and it changes their whole perspective on life. What if that saves them? See? You don't know. You don't truly know. You don't truly know your impact, your full potential. So to take that into account, right? Well, there you go. There's a couple of my thoughts. Hopefully, they make sense. Hopefully, they are coming to you at a good time. Obviously, if you're watching this video, maybe you're going through something, or maybe in the future you might need something. So I hope this helps. Best of luck out there, because yeah, it's hard for everybody. Everybody has their weak moments. I've had my fair share, and these thoughts have helped me. Lastly, I'll leave you with this as well. Another bonus. If you'd like, you can entertain the spiritual side to life. Look into meaning of life and philosophical and theological things. For me personally, I believe in God, and I believe in Jesus, and that's helped me. But you might find something that helps you, and that's what's most important. I'm not telling you what to believe, what you should believe. I'm just saying there's a lot of tools on the table, and different tools are going to work for different people. So find what works for you, stick with that, and then later on we can argue, semantics. Once you're in a very good place. But up until then, I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to get you sorted, get you through life, right? We're all in this together. We're all experiencing life together. And I, for one, am happy that you're experiencing life with me right now, in this moment. Okay? Thanks. Bye.